Yeah, good afternoon, YouTube. So I'm getting ready to fix up another one of my 12 volt RV reading lights. They're basically a little light fixture, and they have a switch built in, and they take a regular MR16 bulb. And these work from 8 to 30 volts, natural white, 190 lumens. So yeah, it's just, they're not the greatest bulb in the world, but they do work. I guess these are meant to be wired into the wall on an RV, but what I find that's really handy is I take a little coaxial power jack, 5.5 by 2.1 millimeter, and they fit this hole that's in there just perfectly. And so I just put one of these inside, drop it in the hole. It's rather tight trying to solder everything inside of there. So what I find is if you solder it outside, you have to put the nut on first, solder the two wires on, and these bulbs have a bridge rectifier inside, so it doesn't matter which way you plug them in, they'll work either polarity. I'll show you what it looks like when I get done here. Okay, there we go. I got the wires soldered on there, kind of trim them back so they just barely go on there, and you have to be careful to keep the wires no wider than the base of the jack there, because you still have to get it through the hole. The wire comes out here right at the base, so it's a little tricky to get in there, but then you get the nut around. That's why you have to put the nut over the two wires before you feed them through. And then if I get that on there, I'll tighten that up in a little bit. There we go. Get those snugged in, and let's see if I can find a plug here, and I'll test out the light, make sure it works. Okay, so I think we're ready here. Nice thing is I can just plug this in, and here's the light. Let's see if we can plug that in there. I don't know if the switch is on or off. I guess it's on, and there you go, one light ready to go. And I like that because if you're mounting this flush to the wall, you just run your power plug in the back, and you can just plug it in, unplug it, and then this is adjustable here. You can turn the angle and rotate it full 360 and 90 degrees there, and you got the light and a switch, and it's ready to go. It isn't the greatest bulb in the world, but it does the job. It throws out some light. I've had another one of these in my shop area for over a year now, and it's still running. Haven't lost any of the LEDs in there. And let's see how many watts. We're looking at 1/4 of an amp, so about 3 watts. I've got 12.8 volts and 260 milliamps. So yeah, you're looking at about 3 watts of power. And let me look here. If I turn the voltage up, yeah, it's got a regulator inside. If I go up to 14 volts, I've got about 230 milliamps. Yeah, if I go 11.6, I've got 320 milliamps. And then if I go to, yeah, you can see it's getting dimmer now. I'm at 10 volts, and I've got 80 milliamps. So it kind of falls off below 10 volts. And there's about 8.7. You can see it's just barely on. Under 10 milliamps there. Let's see, there 9.2 volts, we get 10 milliamps. So that's just barely on. But yeah, they work pretty good. I guess they're good up to about 30 volts. I just add the little coaxial power jack there, and they're now a real easy to install light. I just hook up a plug on the end of my wire, and I can plug them in, and 2 screws to attach to the wall, and you're good to go. So anyway, if you have any questions about these, I'll see if I can find the link to the parts I ordered. It was well over a year ago that I purchased these, so I don't know if they're still available. They probably are. So here's the specs on them. 12 volt light fixture, 8 to 30 volts, 3.12 watt LED, MR16, 190 lumens, and natural white. Yeah, here we go. 3.12 natural white, 4,000, 4,500, and it's got the 35-28, pretty wide beam angles. Good for lighting up an area. Like they say, it's a reading light. You can see it's got a pretty wide beam area. There's no real hot spot or anything. So yeah, I am going to go get this one installed, and yeah, if you have any questions about that, post up in the comment section below. And I'm going to be putting this on my solar power system, so this will be a battery powered light off of my solar battery bank. So if you want to check out some more of those videos on solar power and lighting, you can subscribe to my channel, link in the lower right corner there. And as always, thanks for watching.